Connecting with Pets, a Forever Vets podcast.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Connecting with Pets. With Halloween right around the corner, we're going to be talking about pet safety with candy, triggers, and what we can do to help our pets feel safe on such a spooky night. So today we have our awesome guest Anslee on, and Anslee is our practice manager at our Racetrack location. Thank you so much for coming in, Anslee.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I love this because I don't have to do my hair. So.
Yeah, right? The podcast, right? No photos, no videos, just the voice.
Exactly.
So I know with all of the holidays and activities coming up, there's so many worries with pets, like pancreatitis, anxiety, pets potentially running away because of stress. So with Halloween, candy is like associated with Halloween immediately. That's immediately what I think of. So let's talk about why candy is so dangerous for pets.
Right, yeah. So whenever it comes to your pets getting into the candy bowl, of course we get concerned with toxicity. We get concerned with pancreatitis. It never fails that once a year around this time at least we'll get a phone call from somebody saying that, my 90-pound Great Dane just ate a fun-sized Snicker bar. Whenever it comes to something small like that, it may not be as big of a concern if your 8-pound Chihuahua had a fun-sized Snicker bar, right? So usually whenever it comes to candy and your pet, we get more concerned with the dark chocolate because the dark chocolate has more cacao in it, which is the toxic thing for pets. We get concerned with macadamia nuts and raisins. So, if you notice that your pet jumped on the counter and got into some candy, just feel free to give us a call. Usually... I say that to say it doesn't always mean that it's going to result in a massive vet bill. You're going to have to come in and have them, get surgery or God forbid, or have them throw up. But it means that you can call us and we'd be happy to explain to you what the situation might look like, right?
If they get into a bowl of candy, they're also eating wrappers, probably.
Exactly.
And that can cause a big issue as well, just blockage,
100%.
Things like that.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then I said that, we also get concerned with pancreatitis. So pancreatitis is a disease that they can get usually from, salty, fatty foods, something high in sodium, something really fatty. So if they get into the popcorn balls or if they get into, whatever dinner you've been eating or the candy in the counter, that is another concern that we have is that, it's way more than just toxicity or that chocolate is bad for them.
Right. No, that makes sense. So for pancreatitis, what are some of the symptoms that pet owners can watch out for, leading up into the holidays? If they think, they might have eaten something, but I'm not sure, what can they watch out for?
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny that you say that because that's usually how it starts is, pet parents will come in and they'll say they may have eaten something about a week ago, maybe. Because it always starts with vomiting and diarrhea, right? Okay. And so sometimes pet owners will come in and say, Halloween was last week and we had a little throw up here and there and we had a little bit of loose stool, and that's kind of whenever that whole snowball effect starts to happen, and then, day after day it gets worse and worse. So we get worried with vomiting, diarrhea, lethargy, if they're not seeming too happy to run to their food bowl like they used to, if they're not drinking as much water as they used to, especially if you know that you're going to feed them table scraps. I know that they're cute, and you want to feed them what you're eating. But yeah, and especially with Thanksgiving coming up around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
That's another big thing, too.
It's just a snowball of holidays.
It really
is. Halloween with the candy.
Thanksgiving
with the food.
With the turkey.
And then all the other holidays.
Christmas with the cookies and the ham. So it's a really good thing to keep in mind coming up in the holiday season. And the start of it is Halloween.
Yeah, no, it definitely
honestly,
is. It's like, oh, hey, here's all the candy. And
exactly.
Now we start. It's the start of the chaos. I know in my family, we used to keep the candy, separated. We used to keep it in, the dining room, locked up. It's like, oh, hey, that sticky hands stay in here, pets stay out there, situations like that. And keeping separated was a really good idea back then. But moving forward, into Halloween and, the days leading up to it, the actual day of, what are some suggestions, like, if you're going to lock them in the bathroom, keep the trash can off the floor.
Exactly.
Things like that. Like, if you're going to look into anxiety medication, make sure you get it, before the day of.
Exactly, yeah. And I think in situations like this, my best advice for someone is to go ahead and get your pet acclimated to the things that they're going to be susceptible to. So if doorbells kind of set them off, or if kids, or whatever it may be, go ahead and try to start training them to get to the point where they're not as scared. Now, of course, with Halloween being just a week away for us, we maybe don't have as much time to do that. So yeah, you can always give us a call at the vet clinic. We'd be happy to discuss and maybe have a consultation about some sedatives for you and your pet. There have been times where people have called and they've said that their pet, come New Year's or whatever it may be, they say, he gets so scared, or she gets so scared from the fireworks. Sometimes we'll look on their accounts and we'll see that in the past we prescribed them gabapentin, which gabapentin, I always call it like steps, right? And so gabapentin is the very bottom step. It's like one of the lowest sedatives that you can have. So sometimes if we see that we prescribed gabapentin for pain control for after surgeries, we may recommend that you try that first.
That's smart.
Yeah, a lot of people get concerned with giving sedatives to their pet, and then their pet gets so sedate to where they're not themselves. And so that's why we don't immediately jump to
heavy sedation
like a Prazolam, which is completely understandable. So, because I would still want my pet to enjoy the holiday as well. So, we'd always start with gabapentin. If that doesn't work, then we would step up to trazodone. And if that doesn't work, then there's other options. So it's just a matter of giving us a call, and we'd be happy to talk to you about it. We'd be happy to get you in for a consultation at the very least, because there are some sedatives that don't require yearly blood work like others do. There are some that are meant for situations like this. So it's just a matter of staying ahead of the game and calling us before it gets bad.
Right. No, I mean, that makes perfect sense, because especially if you're waiting till the last minute, a lot of other people are probably going to wait till the last minute. And then nobody can get an appointment. Owner's stressed. Dog's now stressed, too.
Exactly.
It's just a situation all the way around.
Exactly.
I know with my dog, he'll have gabapentin sometimes. And if it's really bad, if it's like, oh, we're having a party, there's going to be lots of kids, things like that, he gets his gabapentin. He gets a nice long walk. And then he goes in his cage, and he enjoys his little dinner and the rest of his night, and he's good for it.
That's exactly it, yeah. And that's a really good point, too, is if you have a really active breed dog, or, a dog who loves to go outside, go ahead and take him for a really long walk, open up the back door and let him run around the backyard and bring him back in and tire him out a little bit. That might also help. And then, put him in their crate, or if you want to put him in the bathroom, just make sure that you take off anything off the floor, like any rugs or trash cans. Make sure they can't get into anything, because of course whenever they get stressed and anxious, they're going to want to find something to rummage through and chew on. So
that's a really good point. I know that's a common, like, oh hey, they're acting up, let's put them away real quick. Whether it's the doorbell, the kids coming through, a party. That's a great reminder, because I know I probably would forget, like, oh hey, he does like to eat trash, let's put that away.
So, there are steps to take, but I think my main point is to just stay ahead, just because, like you said, you don't want to wait until the day of, and all of a sudden you can't get in for an appointment, or all of a sudden, we're not able to fill the medication the same day. So definitely call us if you even think that your pet is going to have any sort of anxiety or something that you need to tackle before the holiday season.
Better safe than sorry.
Exactly.
On that. Better be prepared.
Exactly.
Everybody be stressed and frantic day of. No, that's really great tips and tricks, Anslee. Thank you so much for taking the time to come on. I know clinics pick up around this time with the holidays and all of the cases, and we just want pet owners to make sure their pet feels safe, not stressed out, not getting sick, because nobody wants to have a huge vet bill around this time.
Exactly.
Being prepared is always better than getting slapped with a huge bill.
Right. Exactly that. Thank you so much for having me on. And yeah, if anyone out there listening has any questions or concerns or any want any advice about the situation and the holidays and what they can do with their pet, just give us a call and we'd be happy to talk you through it and help you out.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for listening. We are Forever Vets, locally owned and operated in Jacksonville, Florida. Visit us at forevervets.com to find out more about our community events, monthly promotions, and more specifics on animal care. Don't forget to catch our episode next week.